Hello everyone, I am Chester44 and welcome to the Let's Play of Geneforge 3! I think we found the route that'll take us into the fort. Oh. We're actually already in the fort. Well, okay then. You get a closer look at the tunnel into the main army camp. The tunnel is low and narrow. It was probably dug out by serviles. It was slow, careful work with extra care taken to keep anyone inside from hearing the work. But why? The tunnel hasn't been used for a sneak attack. It was dug out and then abandoned. What was it made for? What was almost invisible from one side is very clear from the other. You are looking at one of the inner wooden walls of the main army camp. This section of the wall, however, is actually a very cunningly disguised secret door. From the other side, it must be difficult, if not impossible, to spot it. From here, however, it only takes a light push to swing the section of the wall away, revealing a small private meeting room. Greta chuckles. So much for the infallibility of the famed General Greiner. I always suspected that the Shapers were less competent than they claimed. Alwyn seethes quietly. Interesting. Oh, that's the way in. General Greiner must be in here. There he is! Greiner, we have to speak. Jeez, your room is a mess. At last you meet General Greiner, Master Guardian and Commander of the Shaper forces of Donal's Keep. He is not an inspiring sight. He is tired and hunched over. He hasn't shaved in days and his skin is pale. His quarters are a mess and the air smells rank. He doesn't look capable of commanding a platoon, let alone a whole army. He is, however, capable of summoning up a good spurt of arrogant rage. Who are you? What are you doing in my chambers? Get out of here, or I will make sure you regret this intrusion! The energy of shouting seems to drain him. He wobbles unsteadily on his feet. Try to inspect the general closely. You try to slip close to the general to look at him, to see if you can figure out what ailment has afflicted him. He doesn't appreciate it. He is weak, but not powerless. He waves a hand and mutters a brief spell. You are thrown back. Foolish child, I should... For that insult... The general slumps back against the foot of the bed. Just go, leave me be. What has happened to you? You are a mess. The general blinks in disbelief. You are an underling, a whelp, and you question me, my fitness? Get out of here before I destroy you. Even in his current state, a guardian of this power could probably destroy you easily. You back away. Lord Rahul has sent me to find out what is wrong with you. Lord Rahul? Lord Rahul sent you? I... The general seems distracted by the news. He is lost in thought for a moment. He seems to be making a weak, futile effort to concentrate on his mission. Let us inspect him this time. While the general thinks, he begins to pace. You take the chance to slip up close to him. And you see something. An outsider, someone without your training would never notice, but you do. There is something around the general's head. It's like a haze, a cloud of essence surrounding him. Is it possible that someone is magically controlling the mind of a Shaper? You would not have thought so until Latalia froze you outside of the school. Perhaps this essence is some sort of spell or magical attack. Watch the essence closely. As you watch the nearly invisible cloud essence, it swirls around the general's head, always in motion. Occasionally it sends out a tendril touching his scalp. Each time this happens, he twitches slightly. But then he notices how close you are. He waves a hand and a magical force throws you back. Young insolent creature, back away from me! You delivered your message, now go! Alright, this time let's try to disrupt the essence. You send out a delicate line of magical force, the sort you would use when manipulating essence to make a creation. Carefully you touch the cloud with the force. The effect is instant. Greiner clasps his hands to his head, screaming. He drops to his knees. The cloud begins to glow brightly. The room grows hot, and then the cloud floats away from the general's head. It coalesces, taking a humanoid form, and this shade, which only a moment before was warping the general's mind, begins to exercise more of its power. It floats towards you. Alwyn seems particularly horrified by this creature. He grips his blade with trembling hands, barely able to keep from going berserk. On the floor, the general looks up at you, slowly starting to come back to his senses. General, draw your sword! Help me kill it! You are commanding enough to help the general emerge from his haze. As the shade flows onto you, he draws his blade for the first time in weeks. Alright then. We shall slay this shade. Holy crap, that is a strong shade. This is going to be rough. Greta is stunned. We can take care of this. Alright. Help us! Ah! What the? She's charmed! That's not good. That is very, very bad. Ah, crap. Vavik. And there goes Min. God damn it. Well, we killed it, but we lost both of our creations. With a long, drawn-out, hideous howl, the shade fades away. When it is gone, it is as if a fog was lifted from your mind, a fog you didn't even notice until it was gone. Somehow, a powerful shaper slipped close enough to the general to work this spell on him. It must have taken a huge amount of power and concentration over a long period of time. But in the end, the work was done. The general's mind was taken, and now it is free. Now, at last, the battle can begin. As your mind clears, the general approaches you. I would like to speak with you soon. We need to discuss what has just happened. And you are from Lord Rahul, yes? Good. You need to return to him and find out what my current orders are. Then the general goes to take a long, well-deserved nap. Oh, jeez. And we lost both of our creations. What did it drop, though? A golden crystal. With a strong blessing. Coins. Living tool. Steel dagger, no. Restoration potion, yes please. Gold ring. Leather vambraces and a golden necklace. Jeez. We lost all of our creations. Oh, this is unfortunate. The Attila, I don't know if we can remake. Remaking the Fiora as a Cryoa, though? I wouldn't say no to that. Still, after what we've done, this is unfortunate. Wow, that was a lot of creations. That would have been hell to fight through. Okay. Even though we lost both of our creations, we will have Vavik and Min again. Though Greta, I am displeased with you. Well, I have remade Vavik the Second and Min the Second. However, it turns out that I don't have enough fire magic training to remake Vavik as a Cryoa. Min, however, I managed to buy a point of magic training so I could remake him as a Searing Artilla, which makes him a lot stronger. I could have gone for a whatever it's called, a Vlish, but I figured no. Now then, we need to talk with Lord Rahul again. Alright, Lord Rahul, we have news. I met Greiner. He was mentally baffled, but he is better now. He needs his orders. Lord Rahul puts his hand to his head. His chest shudders. For a moment he reveals the extent to which the challenges of his rule have been affecting him. But for only a moment. Then he is himself again. You have done well, and yet no real progress has been made. The rogues are still there, still breeding, still waiting. Greiner wants orders? Well, fine, here they are. Kill the rogues, all of them. Sweep them into the sea. And you? Help him as best you can. Now go! Too much time has been wasted. It is time for victory. Now it is time to show those rogues and traitors and monsters what it means to be a Shaper, and what fate comes to all who dared to defy us. As you say. Wait, we have 2 new quests? Alright, we know about that. Exterminate rogues. Yeah, right. That's probably what we're going to end up doing. Still, on we go. Let's go back and tell him. Ah, Greiner, we must speak with you. Now that the General's mind has been freed and he has had a little time to recover, he is a much more imposing presence. Color is returning to his cheeks and his eyes are clear. He looks at you, sizing you up. Well, I think I owe you a debt, and one day I will repay it. But for now there is much to do. I recall through the haze you telling me that you are from Lord Rahul. I need new fresh orders. It is time for the work to begin. How are you recovering from your ordeal? The general shakes his head. I do not like to talk about it, or think about it. It was terrible. My mind was lost in a fog. I could not think a single thought without it being broken up and going somewhere else. It was torment, and I cannot thank you enough for helping me. How is it possible to work a spell like that on a Shaper? The only way is for another Shaper to turn against his or her own kind, and we know that has happened. I, like Lord Rahul, have heard of the traitor Latalia who roams the land. Maybe it was her, maybe another. But only a Shaper could work such a powerful spell against one of our own kind. How could the spell affect one of your strength? Slowly. I felt the fog advance slowly, a day at a time, but I thought it was just fatigue or my imagination. And then it was too late. I was arrogant. It was the great failing of our kind. Resist overconfidence whenever you can. Can I perhaps have a reward for helping you? General Greiner raises his eyebrows. Reward for doing your sacred duty as a Shaper? You let the subject drop. Ah yes, what is it, young Shaper? What do you need to know? He seems somewhat reluctant to spend more time speaking with you. He is eager to catch up with his work. I could use your training and supplies. The general shakes his head. I am grateful to you for your help, but I do not have the time to be your personal benefactor. We have lost much time, and all the effort I can spare must be spent putting this army back together. I have the orders from Lord Rahul. You are to proceed west and destroy the rogues. Oh, and he gave a nice speech, too. Greiner nods. Excellent! At last we can begin. My forces will march out immediately. I will instruct my troops that, should they see you, they assist you however they can. The rogues to the west are strong, and there are a lot of them. With help, though, you should be able to infiltrate their lair. What do you know about the lands around here? Well, of course, we have plenty of maps of those lands from before the rogues appeared, and I have the intelligence of my scouts. There are 2 roads into rogue territory, one along the north coast and one along the south. I will send my troops in both directions, trying to tie up as many of them as possible. I suspect the source of the rogues is the old mines at the very western tip of the island, but we will not know until we get there. Oh, and the valley to the south is trapped if you try to approach the rogues that way. Is it possible for those traps to be deactivated? Oh, that would not be wise, but I will talk to the mechanics to see if it is possible to set them so they would not trigger for you the next time they passed through to maintain them. Thank you. Thank you very much. How is the war proceeding? At last we are beginning to make progress against our enemies. Hopefully soon our troops will have penetrated into the tunnels to the west. You are a Shaper. Your powers will be very useful in the battle. You should go west and fight alongside my warriors. They will help you get past the many horrible rogues in that direction. What should I do if I meet one of the traitors? Kill it, of course, though I doubt you will meet one. A Shaper is not going to allow him or herself to be trapped in a hole. Should I stay on this island or go to another? The most pressing job facing us is to keep Lord Rahul and Donus Keep safe. If they fall, we are probably lost. Then, when that task is complete, Lord Rahul may decide to send you elsewhere. It is his decision. Alright, that's all the information we have. Oh, various fighters are marching off to fight the rogues. Excellent! We have a few things to sell and deposit, so I'm going to go do that. So many... Wow, there are a lot of creations marching off. Look at them all. All of them marching off to fight the rogues. Haha! Wonderful. It's wonderful to say. The battle for Donal's Isle has truly begun. I wonder if we can get anything... No. Okay. We need to go out... Oh, Actually, we can also just... Yeah, walk around here, see all the creations and the like. They're heading out to fight. Can you train me, Erica? No. Okay. Alright, let's go sell the few things we have and deposit the items we have. then we'll probably start by going to the acidic valley and then start the fight west. This is going to be quite a battle. This will be very interesting. First, though, we got stuff to sell. Well, that was interesting, and we had our first reshaping of our creations. I'm going to see what I can do about getting more done so we can have a Crayola or something better. As far as I can tell, we can make a Fiora, Thod, Artilla, Vlish, or Searing Artilla. Roamer or Crayola, we don't have enough experience to make. Still, Searing Artilla is something, and it'll help. I like being able to cause poison on creations. I could have made a Vlish, but it wouldn't have hit as hard or as often, so hopefully the Searing Artilla will be extremely useful. Maybe not against poison creations, but that's why we got this little Fiora. I really wish we could make a Crayola, though. God damn it all. Oh well. Next episode, we'll continue with the fight. Till then, I am Chester44. That is Evan, Alwyn, Greta, Vavik II, and Min II. This has been a Geneforge 3 Let's Play, and I will see you all next time.